The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Giving all infinite honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and blessing to the Lord's hopeful elect who continue to push this gospel throughout the whole entire earth, wherever they have been scattered in these last days. Shalom, Akim, Shalom. This war will set it off. This particular war, speaking of Iran, Persia, the Carmanians, versus the Israelis. This particular war will set it off. All right, so you know you got the conflict going on, the wars and rumors of wars, and that's all this is too, okay? As I get into the article that I'm going to read, the United States, all right, making threats toward Venezuela, all right, also with Nigeria. Even Trump has even went so far as to say, after we take down Venezuela, we're coming for Mexico City and Colombia. All right. China, Russia, making threats toward the West, saying that they actually have Venezuela's back, man. All right. So as it says, even as it says in Ezekiel 38 chapter, is Russia being a guard to Ethiopia, Libya, Somalia. Okay. They've been a guard to Venezuela as well, because they're allies. All right. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 22, it says, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. This is going to be World War III will be the greatest war that has ever taken place, and the final war at that. Okay. So as I stated, that America's going to find themselves in a war with Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico City, all right, Nigeria, Russia, China, Iran, Syria, North Korea, the list goes on and on. All right, a large, wide-scale war. America's gonna be all by themselves. That's also in this book of Jeremiah also, man. All right, that Great Britain will eventually turn on America. Something's gonna happen, you know, just speaking as a man, diplomatically or political. It's gonna allow sides to be chosen, and Great Britain will side with the rest of the 10 horns in the European Union. Okay? Real quick, Revelations. Chapter 17 and verse 16, and the 10 horns, all nations that are in the European Union, all right? Belgium, you got the Netherlands, okay? France, all of these countries, Portugal, all of them, and Portugal is making threats toward Russia as well, as right alongside Europe. Okay, all these nations that are the 10 horns that I'm reading about right here, all of them have nuclear capabilities as of today's date. Matter of fact, today's date is December the 22nd, 2025, the hopeful year of our deliverance, hopeful year of judgment upon Esau and his utter and imminent destruction. And we're still in all those pre-years that the beloved Elder Apostle Hard deemed those years. The year of the turn up, the year of hasten our day of the Lord's return. All that's still in play. It's still intact. Okay? The major prophetic event that's spoken of in prophecy in the 13th chapter of Revelation has not taken place. It's here, but it has not been made mandatory. implemented, so to speak. All right? And yes, the MOTB happens before World War III. Okay? The MOTB happens before World War III. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Revelation 17:16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, which is who? America. All right? When John wrote this, he saw, he's likening this place to a woman. You know, these bad bitches that be in the city that's full of nothing but HIV and AIDS, that slept with all the dope dealers and gang bangers and so on and so forth. Even the Arabs in these stores down here. If they could, they'll sleep with the president or your local city officials. America's likening to that in a political sense. They've been in bed with all nations, decked themselves with all gold, all right, jewels and everything, as it says in the same chapter, arrayed in purple. The purple represents what? Royalty. That's what John saw, man. All right, America being on top, okay, for so long. Now the Lord's going to cause all these nations to come against her. Watch what it says. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. 100% of America is going to be set on fire. I just shared a video, article in our chat, all right, about how China has 100 nuclear ICBMs already loaded in the Shiloh. 100 ICBMs locked and loaded in the silo as of today. All right. So this particular war with Iran and the Israelis is really the main event when you want to go into the war perspective. Like I said, you got those regional wars that, you know, the thing that's taking place even with Russia and Ukraine. All right. Japan making threats. Taiwan, all right, on brace for impact, all right, from the invasion of China, all right. But this one right here, this one right here is going to set it off, okay? It's going to set it off, all right? It says, this is from newsbreak.com. Newsbreak.com. Israel prepares for imminent conflict with Iran as warning is sent to Washington. So Benjamin Netanyahu is scheduling to have a one-on-one with Donald Trump to say, look, we think Iran is, I'm finna read the article, is revamping their nuclear program or starting it back up. We would need to hit their nuclear facility before they get the weapon off. Watch this. On Christmas Eve, the heaviest rain is set to shift south, but the San Francisco metro area is still set to see 3 to 5 inches of rain through Friday. Now, I could have titled this News and Prophecy, all right, and just went into all various articles that's going on in the earth. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, this, all right, this outage, this blackout that happened in San Francisco is tied into this article. That's going to happen to all of America. It was nothing but a test run as they do social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, or all these other, YouTube, do those test runs where it goes down for a little while to see how people react. Okay? They did the same thing out there in San Francisco. But this is tied into the article because it's coming over here. This is the day of the Lord. All right? Oh, man. This is the day of the Lord, man, that we're reading about, okay? News and prophecy, all right? Keep your head on the swivel, all right? Keep your head on the swivel. It's going down in Babylon the Great, Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. We're still hastening the day of our Lord. And that word hasten goes into speeding up. The more we push these prophecies, do these epistles, go out on the highways and hedges, the The Lord is shortening these days. Like we was talking to each other after camp, the brothers, after we went on block Saturday, that Akim, we once was in the time frame of, the days of speeding up, but now it's like it's getting even faster and faster. For real, man. Like we always say, weeks feel like hours. Months feel like weeks. Years feel like months. This year went by so fast. 2026 is on the horizon, on the way. So-called 2026. Lord willing, it comes in with a bang. Lord willing, this year ends with a bang, and we bring the so-called new year in with a bang. Okay? We're hastening the day of our Lord's return. We see these prophecies popping off, all right? Wars, rumors of wars. Yahweh Shah spoke about that, man. These things are going to happen. Now they're pushing the anti-Semitic, these Israelis. Even the Persians know that these are not the true people of the Bible, all right? The Lord's people. They know this. The Iranians, the Persians, the Carmanians, those different names, which are none but the same people, which changed their name from Persia to Iran on March 21st, 1935, they still in that mindset to know this is not the people. All right, you're imposters. Okay, this is not your land. All right, even the Arab Gabal Nasir said it, man. How you leave here black but come back white? The lady Nikki Haley, she knows. I think it was Ahmadinejad, used to be the former president of Iran. He sent a letter to Nikki Haley saying they have no correlation, no relation to the black and brown people that once occupied this land. I remember that. That's when I first came in this truth, 2018. Did a video on it. Zephaniah 1 and 15. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. That's the day of the Lord. You want to know what the day of the Lord is? I just read it. All right? Yes, blackouts, EMP attacks, cyber attacks is all a part of the day of the Lord. All right? That's just a small percentage of it. All right? It's a small percentage of the Lord or of the Lord's repertoire. Okay? So like, I'm already ready to get a precept, but let me get this article. All right. It says Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Monday that Israel is aware that Iran is conducting military exercises. We are aware that Iran is conducting military exercises. We are monitoring this and making the necessary preparations. What does it say in Joel? Let's get that. All right. You're making the necessary preparations, right? Okay, real quick. Joel chapter 3. Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. The men of the Lord are telling you to prepare war. All right? I can't wait to get this in Isaiah 13. The men of the Lord are telling you prepare war. Proclaiming this to all you heathen nations. Prepare war. All right? Yep. So, yeah, the Israelis are making the preparations because they don't want Iran to get the bomb, as they so-called put it. All right? And fair use. I use that word, but I'm only saying what's going on in the news, okay? In the news, all right, as I'm reading out this article and tying it into Bible prophecy. Fair use. I'm only linking all the news to Bible prophecy, all right? Israel, the land, these Israelis do not want Iran to get the bomb, okay? Iran has bombs. Russian TV did a segment on it some years ago around the pandemic about how Russia has over Iran has over 60,000. I say Russia, but yes, Russia has supplied Iran with the with the weapons, as it says in Ezekiel 38. But Iran has over 60,000 ICBMs underground. 60,000. All right? That's not even half. All right? It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. Everybody. South Korea, all right? Pakistan, India, Hezbollah, Hamas. I can pull that in 2nd Ezra 15th chapter about the dragons of the Arabia. All right? I'm going to have to get that too, man. All right? Yep. It says, Colin says, what was I at? Yeah. It says, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. All right? Let them come up. So in the event of Israel making the preparations, you know, he gotta go, he gonna come to Trump for his support. All right, because he know when they go to war with Iran, what's coming behind Iran. All right, the big dogs, the bear, Russia, China. All right. These nations like Russia and China can hold their own. They don't need no help. Okay? It says, and I want to make it clear to Iran, any action against Israel will be met with a very harsh response. The moment they hit Iran's nuclear facility, all bets are off. That's when it's on. That's when it has officially been set it off. It has been set off. When they hit Iran's nuclear facility, Iran will retaliate. So when Iran makes those statements like, we will wipe Israel off the face of the earth, that's Bible prophecy. The land will be nuked. This land for sure, and the land of Israel. As it says in the prophecies, I think it's in Ezekiel 38, the land brought back from the sword, okay? Somewhere along those lines, roughly paraphrasing it, okay? America will be not brought back from the sword, which is the nuclear warheads. The land of Israel will, and it has to be built back up. Compliments of Esau, Edom. All right? So the Lord is very messy. All right? The ultimate instigator. All right? Setting the pieces in place. Isaiah. As it says in Proverbs 21:1, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He, like as the rivers turn, so as he will. The Lord is directing, is controlling all these kings' minds, man. As it also says in Ezekiel 38 about the evil thought. The evil thought will come into the mind of Vladimir Putin, if he's still in office, coming to that mind over there in Moscow. And they're gonna rip this place apart, man. America, that is. All right? When I say this place. This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 4. The noise of I'm going to do a breakdown on this chapter. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together, as it says in Joel, the 3rd chapter in verse 9. All right? Let all the mighty men come up, prepare war. So in the event of wars and rumors of wars, the Lord is setting the pieces in place on the chessboard. The shit chess, not checkers. All right, like Denzel said on Training Day. All right? The shit chess, not checkers. All right? They come from a far country, from the end of heaven. Even, Salakia. Let me read the latter part of verse 4. It says, the Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. So when you're making preparations, as Benjamin Netanyahu says he's doing, the Lord is mustering you up. He's working on you to come into your mind and say, all right, things have been quiet between us and Iran. What the hell are they over there doing since they're so quiet? Because if you look at, according to mainstream media and, other outlets or media outlets, you ain't really been hearing too much about Iran. Because other things have been happening. So This guy can be saying, with them being so quiet and on the back burner, could they be making the bomb now? If so, I need to get in touch with Donald Trump, and we need to, see what's going on with this. We need to handle that. Matter of fact, Trump, you need to go and bomb it again. Or you want us to do it? Yeah. Con, I'm finna get the rest of that article. They come from a far country. Isaiah 13:5. From the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons, plural weapons, of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Con. How ye and America and Israel will be nuked. All right. America gets the far end of it. 200 million is coming straight for here. That's why the salvation is going to be so great. Because the laws, that let my great be kept is over here in Babylon the Great. Also, the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. But how much more, how great the deliverance is going to be, as it's spoken of in the 19th chapter of Revelations. All right, how the saints gave glory to the power of heaven. For us to be delivered out of all these weapons, plural, that's going to hit this place. Come on, man. And you can find that account in the 11th chapter of Revelations. How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. There you go again, the day of the Lord. What is the day of the Lord? The mark of the beast, the charagma, the persecution. All right, the pestilence, the great famine, civil war, concentration camps, brothers receiving spiritual power. That's the day of the Lord. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. All right, stop there. Get back into that article. All right, because there's more. All right. I want to make it clear to Iran, any action against Israel will be met with a very harsh response. The statement adds to fears that another war could break out between the two adversaries due to a misunderstanding or calculation that the other is preparing an imminent attack. A misunderstanding, a miscalculation. Well, we thought this was going to happen, but no. Oh, the movie Crimson Tide, which is one of my favorite, watch my language, one of my favorite movies. And Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman were going, they had a fight on the nuclear submarine. Because one thought, well, I think they're getting ready to bomb us. We need to act now. So the EAM came in, all right, to receive the intelligence that either they about to do it or they're not. So the machine got cut off and they weren't able to read the EAM. So that's why they end up bumping heads. But we don't know, the EAM is blank. We don't know if this was an actual saying that they was gonna launch at us, or if they wasn't. So we don't know. So Gene Hackman was like, we gonna just launch anyway. He say, sir, if we launch, then we gonna just be bombing for nothing and, not even have anything left. You gotta watch that movie Crimson Tide, man. It goes right into what this is saying right here. Okay? According to Axios, if I'm saying that correctly, Israel warned the Trump administration over the weekend that an Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps missile exercise could be preparations for a strike on Israel. All right, and this article goes on and on and on. Okay, you can go get it for yourself, man. And a lot of IRGC commanders have been getting their ass whacked throughout the course of these years. All right, yeah, Amalek has been doing his thing. He has the sword and been blessed with the sword for a reason. They killed the IRGC commanders. They killed the nuclear scientists. All those Iranian top officials have been whacked. Okay? But payback is coming. Let me read that payback. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 28. Behold, an horrible vision and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia. Let me read you something real quick. Bear with me real quick. All right? This for edification. You want to know who Arab nations are. We know Iraq, all right? We know Yemen. We know what? The UAE, United Arab Emirates, okay? Those are your Arab nations, all right? And even though over there in Iran, you have this thing called the Shiites and Sunnis, all right? Yeah, I was talking about it one time, this damn Muslim holy war where they're going to just get it on, okay? Nah, they're going to come together, okay? They're going to come together. The damn thing ain't even pulling up. That's a demon on there. So I'm going to let it load while I read this. 2nd Esdras 15 and 29, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, which is all their weaponry, okay? And the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth. Represents what? Destruction. That all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Okay? See this thing acting up. Let me cut my Wi-Fi on. Cut my Wi-Fi on real quick. Let me double back. Okay? Yep, here we go. Arab nations. All right? Oh, Syria, Somalia, Saudi Arabia, Palestine, Qatar, Morocco, Libya. Well, what does it say in Ezekiel 38 about Russia being a guard to those? These are all Islamic nations. All right, Jordan, okay, Kuwait. We know about Kuwait from Saddam Hussein. Okay, Jordan played a part in wars too, man. All right. Yep. Also, the Carmatians, which are the Iranians, okay, which was a land that occupied both the Medes and the Persians, okay. And yes, the Medes or the Russians are Nate over there at IUIC. Raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them. Iran is going to join battle with the Arab nations, okay, and vice versa. So it's nothing but favors for favors. Russia has been giving weapons to Iran. Iran has blessed Russia with weapons also, man. Gift packages, okay? Nuclear weapons, that is. And shall join battle with them and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Who's the modern day Assyrians? America. The Bible spoke about this land being wasted, man. Desolate. All right? Isaiah 13. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. These Arabs not going to be setting up shop nowhere on these corners for you niggas to buy them fake ass Jordans, them fake ass earrings, them burnt CDs that you put in your CD deck. Ain't none of that finna be going on. That mojo that y'all smoke, all right? None of that, because they're going back to their land. And this land will only be occupied by doleful creatures, as it says in that chapter. Ravens, crows, okay? Desert creatures, man. Giving all infinite honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and blessing to the Lord's hopefully elect who continue to push this truth. Abba Ball, Kwame Yashala, Shalom, Makim. This is the war we're waiting for. Iran versus those Israelis.